Hello and welcome to the Mission Led Content Podcast. This is a space for tired but inspired solo and small business owners who want to have meaningful conversations. Now, we're coming together to create our own unique, beautiful mission led content, our mission led businesses, and our mission led lives. I am Lisa Barry. I'm the founder of Mission Led Content Academy, and I'm your host today. So that's it. That is, you could, if you're watching this, you may be watching or listening. If you're watching, you would have seen my eyes darting to a script there, because that's the first time I've said my intro out loud, and it may change a little, but this is the beginning. This is the first ever mission led content podcast. Actually, that's a complete lie. I've started off this podcast that's supposed to be based in truth and integrity, and I've started it off with a lie. The lie is that I have had 2 attempts at podcasting before. And they've both gone down in a blaze of glory. But as I tell my clients, as I talk about all the time, we're always experimenting and playing, and the more we can look at what we're doing here, look at our content, look at our businesses, look at our lives as we're playing, we're exploring, we're seeing what works, seeing what fits, what doesn't. And my 2 previous attempts, one was with my husband, it was during when we were locked together when we first started the idea, and then he got a job. When I say locked together, I was referring to lockdown, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. But then he got a job, and we tried to do a series at that point, and it just got too hard to be both in the same room at the same time without children and dogs and anything else. And we were also focused quite a lot on I was focused a lot on politics then. We were very angry with the world. I'm still angry with the world, but I'm trying to channel it in different ways. And so it just never felt like it sitted right. Like I was very interested in consuming that type of content, but I didn't want to create it myself really when it came down to it. It was just that my husband used to say really, really clever, intelligent things, and I think people should hear this. You should be heard. And I, that was a big driver for the last one. And then the second attempt was like a 1-minute private podcast. So they were 1 minute once a week, and the idea was that those people would subscribe to it, and they would receive my podcast in their inbox every week, and it was like a lead magnet approach. So instead of like a PDF or a challenge or something like that, it was part of an evergreen funnel that I was putting together, where I was getting people to sign up for a 1-minute mission-led content in a minute. I still think that's a brilliant idea, and I'm still going to look at integrating it. I had some tech issues. I was never quite sure what platform to have it on, and then it was only a minute, and I find it, here's the crux of that problem. I find it really hard to talk for just a minute. Let's be honest, anyone that knows me knows that's a ridiculous concept in itself. And one of the things that I think I'm going to be doing, that I'm exploring with this and exploring with using AI as well, which again, those who know me know I'm not against AI at all, because it's progress, and we have to march with that. If Kodak didn't march with it with digital cameras, and the invention of the camera phone, and unless you're diversifying as a business owner, you have to keep marching forward. But what I recognized is that my part, I used to say I could speak. As a writer and somebody who taught writing for businesses, I would teach people. I would say I can help you write quicker, because I'm literally the more you know, the more you've got templates, the more confidence you've got, the more you understand your message and your audience, you can write quicker. And then AI came out and just shat all over me, because there was no way anybody was going to write any quicker than AI. I am not that good. And so I accepted defeat over that and thought, right, I'm going to concentrate on the bit that I love, which is the messaging, it's the people, it's the relationships. How mission-led content is more than just the words we write on a piece of paper, on a social media account, or on our website. Mission-led content is us deciding with intention, what do we want to say, who do we want to say it to, how are we going to say it, and what impact is that going to have. It's about setting intentions. It is not about being perfect. It is not about being pious, or being some sort of putting yourself up on a pedestal, as in you're like a very ethical perfect business and an ethical perfect person. There is too much of that perfection out there. Mission-led content is fundamentally imperfect in its very nature, because we as human beings are imperfect. And so yeah, mission-led content encapsulates so much more when you start to live and think and feel in the way that I do around mission-led content. It goes far beyond a social media post. And I guess what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be creating content. I have on a daily basis, not I'm going to have, I have on a daily basis, the most interesting, fascinating, beautiful conversations with my clients. And so many times I feel like their messaging and what they do in the world is so important, and I want people to hear these conversations. I want people to hear them. And so there's going to be a whole series on conversations with my clients. I've even got a co-host, Carmen Makepeace, who's a massage therapist, also a quantum physicist in a previous life, so you can imagine the brain that this woman's got. And we have so many of these conversations where I said, this needs to be a podcast, this needs to be a podcast, that I actually said to her, right, never mind coming on as a guest, you need to be a co-host. So expect lots of really juicy, interesting conversations about how we show up in our lives, in our businesses, in our content, to connect with people, to make sales, because that's what keeps us in business, but also make those sales that feel good, so that we are nurtured from our business and we're able to keep going and we don't burn out, as much as those people who we are reaching out to. So, you know, we need to be nurtured by our actions as well. The world is a chaotic and stressful and painful place. And so if we run our businesses, we get to make choices. We get to decide who we work with, how we work, what we sell. We get to make those decisions. We are extremely privileged to be able to make those decisions. So let's not underestimate them, and let's not undermine them, and let's do them with intention and compassion. So what I'm going to be doing, if I finish this full sentence, this is something I do often. If you're on this train with me, you are on this train. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be recording episodes like conversations with my clients, where, like I said, when you've got the likes of a quantum physicist and massage therapist, and you can imagine where that's going to go. And we're going to be talking about topics like your ideal client, about your messaging, about social media and the impact of that on businesses and mental health. We're going to be talking about trauma, because very much how we respond in businesses is about how we've responded, what survival skills our body and our mind and our soul have picked up over time. Our nervous system really has picked up over time, and that we've been interacting with and playing these same sort of survival blueprints that may not be serving us as we are business owners in our ranging between 30s and 60s, because that tends to be who I'm speaking to, but there's a whole range that could be there. But I'm going to be having these wonderful conversations. I'm also going to be doing some, like I said, the shorter form content where I'm really focused on, right, what is the most important thing I want you to know here about this? And I'm going to be focused on creating content that is actually reactionary. So I love reaction videos to a point, and I'm interested in how we as business owners, there's so much that connects us, but what connects a lot of people these days is actually the TV, the films, the books, the music that we listen to, and the media that we surround ourselves with. And I'm looking forward to doing some interesting reaction videos where I'm talking about TV shows, films, books, music, and the impact that they've had on me, and sharing that with you, and encouraging us to share media that is inspiring for those of us that are tired and want to relax, but also learn and be motivated and excited and ready to take those next steps. And all of this content I'm going to be creating in alignment with, so there is a big strategy, I won't share it all with you, but in alignment with, as I go through this process, I am reconstructing my academy, which is the main place where I work with my clients, which is a mission-led academy where I teach people how to create mission-led content. So the content's going to be aligned to what I'm creating over there. I'm going to be taking clips from these and using them in TikTok, on Reels, on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm repurposing my content. I'm sharing all this with you in like full transparency, so you can come on this journey with me and understand the path that I'm taking here. So I'm going to be doing lots of reels and videos and putting those in different places. Like literally, I will do it now. I will take links, I will take clips from this conversation that I'm having with myself at this moment in time, and I will turn those into clips. And then I will share them in different spaces. I will be using AI and tools around AI to take the transcript from this and then pull out the key points, and then pull out ideas for content so I can bring people over here. I will then mission-led content it, so it isn't written by AI, but they've pulled out the important things bits. They've done the thinking for me, and then I can Lisify it, mission-led content it. I've got a client called Birdie, and we say with it when I do her writing, she has to birdify it. She's got a very unique style of writing, and so yes, I will be birdifying it in my own way. And so that's what we will be doing. We will be, I will be doing this all alongside using this to create the chapters in my new book. So you can literally watch my book being written. You can listen to my book being written in real time by coming on this journey with me. So hello and welcome to Mission Led Content, Mission Led Business and Mission Led Life podcast. I just invite you, it's an invitation, not an expectation. I invite you to come on this journey with me. Thank you very much.